Howdy folks, for today's video I just wanted to do a quick unboxing video. Now it's been a while, I think it was like a couple months ago, I was contacted by Pinty Optics, and I think that's one of those Amazon companies that makes red dots, and they asked if I wanted to try out one of their products, and I said sure. And at first, well, okay, so before I said sure, I actually did a little bit of searching online to see if they were junk or if they were okay, or if they're just what would be normally expected by a really inexpensive red dot company. And I watched a review from Full.Lead.Taco where he does quite the review on the little Pinty Optics red dot. And I said, okay, it looks like he had a good experience with his, so I will, my time being as limited as it is, I kind of didn't want to take on more projects. I have so many projects going on, but I said sure, and a little while later, about a week later, I got this in the mail, and so I noticed that, right on the box it says made in China, and, while that might not be my favorite place of manufacture, I acknowledge also that that's where most red dots are made these days. And so I figured, what the heck, I'll do for today's video, I'm gonna do an unboxing video and just an up close look at this, and then I'll try and figure out which firearm I want to mount this on, and maybe I'll show some footage of mounting it. I don't know. YouTube's really cracking down on like all the I don't even know what to call it. Just like, you can't show anything in gun-related videos anymore. It seems like modifications and big magazines and pouring lead into a mold, like all those things will get your videos deleted and stuff. So I might have to use some like magic and install it like that. But yeah, I have a couple ideas of what I want to put it on. But let's go ahead and take a zoomed in look and do this unboxing. So right away you can see the model number is HRG-5430-BK. So looks like it does come with a, let's open this up. Okay, so it comes with like a little lens cloth, probably microfiber or whatever. Little instruction booklet, battery. Coming with a battery should be standard, even though I have seen a couple optics not come with batteries, so that's good that they came with this. Alright, little Allen wrench. And it looks like it comes with a low mount for if you're doing something other than like an AR or something. And looks like it has the high mount installed. Now I will say, it looks like the screws they use are Phillips, which is surprising. The Phillips screws are for mounting the optic to the mount, and I would really prefer if they weren't Phillips heads. And if you look real close, you can see that that one is slightly, looks like they either torqued it too hard or it's like slightly stripped on these two screws right here. On this side it looks fine, so that's one reason why I'd prefer that they didn't come with these Phillips heads, Phillips screws. But it feels like it's mounted nice and tight. Let's see, it has a little, the the bikini lens cover, and battery goes here. Let's go ahead and throw that in. There we go. All right, and let's go ahead and look at this. You got green, red. To turn it off, you hold for 5 seconds. So let's see. You can see that the red dot is on right now. So as I'm looking through it, it looks brightness at the highest setting looks probably not as bright as I would like it to be. Going through the camera, it doesn't show quite the same as what I see through the lens. Like it's bright, but it doesn't get really bright. So just shining it out my window with the sunlight. It's pretty bright out there because we just got a bunch of fresh snow. It looks bright enough. I would like to, if I could change something with this, I would have 1 or 2 more brighter settings on this. So red, seems like the red is a little bit dimmer than the green too. That just might be due to the colors. So when I have the green on the brightest setting, it looks quite bright. So anyways, green, red, and yeah, let's take a look at these adjustment caps. Okay, so it's in very small letters, but they do have the markings for right, and then they have the arrow direction. That was one of the big drawbacks from the Crimson Trace CTS 25 that I have, is they left off the markings, which is like stupid, but the red dot seems like it works okay. This one has the arrow for up, so it looks like counterclockwise for up. But anyways, I will have to see what I'm going to put this on, but I mean, just taking an overall quick look at it, I'm glad it comes with the lens caps. The 2 mounts is handy. The Allen wrench to adjust, or not to adjust, but to mount it to something and tighten it. I'm glad that they included that. So I guess my just initial impressions, my 2 downsides for this, and we're not talking about durability yet, is the type of screws they used. And you can see that these 2 were just ever so slightly stripped. Not all the way, I can still do it. They were probably using a Chinese screwdriver that wasn't the right size, and that's why it started to strip a little bit. And the other thing would be on the red setting for the red dot. I would like a couple brighter settings for when I'm using the red dot in the sun, in the Utah desert sun, when it's bright outside. It'll be fine. This one will be fine. It'll be bright enough for, to use it, but ideally I would like to have 2 more brightness settings, or the ability to make it just a little brighter. So anyways, that's it for that. If I get a chance before I send out this video, then I'll figure out what I'm going to mount it to, and then we'll have to test it and sight it in. All right, so I guess after we mount it and test it, then I'll have to do a follow-up video and just have pros and cons, see what I like, dislike, and go from there. But until next time, stay safe, have fun, and let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section below what you guys think of all these, different brands of red dots. Do you think it's worth buying them? Do you think there's a purpose for these cheap red dots? I think this one sells for like under 50 bucks. I think it might be like 30 to 40 bucks, somewhere in that price range. So for the economical shooter, is it worth it, or is it worth saving up for something different? And I guess only time will tell on this particular one. But I will say, a couple different things to keep in mind when you're shopping for these economical options or budget-friendly devices is that you got to know, is the company going to help you out if it breaks, or is it cheap enough that if it breaks you can just replace it with another one? So leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Alright, so I decided to mount this on my Henry, the fancy black lever gun in 45 Colt, which I actually do like the sights that it comes with, the fiber optic, but as you can tell it is threaded. It does have a side loading gate. So because it has a threaded barrel and a side loading gate, it means I don't have to use this tube right here to load it. It also means I'm going to suppress this thing, and the front sight's going to get hidden by that suppressor. And so I figured this optic would be a good option for testing, since I want to shoot this lever gun a little bit more suppressed. And yeah, so I needed an optic for this anyways, so I figured that would be a good test. And I'm gonna bore sight this, and then hopefully one of these days when I get out and shoot, then I can really run it. I don't know. It's hard to like do mag dumps with, you know, these guns, but hopefully I can shoot about, and especially with ammo costs, but I'm hoping probably about, I don't know, 200-300 rounds through it, and then, you know, sight it in first, and then shoot about 200 or 300 rounds, and then test it afterwards, make sure it's still sighted in and holds 0. I know it's probably not the best test for it. You know, some people are smacking them around, throwing water on them. Like, I see how that is useful and helpful, but I wouldn't want to do it, especially on this gun. So we'll just test it using normal methods of just shooting rounds through it. Maybe I'll give it a whack a couple times. But yeah, until the next video where, you know, I test it, then I'll just assume that this is a functional red dot.